Did you know that you can take an open cockpit biplane ride in what's believed to be one of the oldest planes that still allows you to buy a ride on it right here in Wisconsin? I'm sure you can guess the location already. We're at Pioneer Airport, right next to the EAA Aviation Museum in Oshkosh. You guys, this might just be one of the coolest travel moments I have ever had. I hopped into this 1927 Swallow for a short ride over the farmlands and lakes nearby. However, seeing as my pilot told me he'd given over 5,000 rides, I decided to have some fun with him and opted to add in some maneuvers to the ride. We did a figure 8 and then stalled the engine and nosedived. And I don't think I've ever felt more alive in my life than I was in this moment, looking straight down at an alpaca farm with nothing but a seatbelt and a GoPro clutched in my hand. However, this was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. So if you're an adrenaline junkie like me, just know that this is an experience that I would literally fly across the country in order to go on again. The biplane rides are booked depending on availability, but normally they go out for tours between Thursdays and Saturdays. Even so, I would recommend calling the museum ahead of time in order to set up your flight because it does depend on weather conditions and volunteer pilot availability. If you have kids, EAA also has this awesome thing called the Young Eagles program that gives free introductory flights to kids ages 8 to 17 years old. This is the only program of its kind that inspires and introduces kids to aviation, which as a travel lover, I just think is the coolest thing ever. After your flight, make sure to stop into the museum. They have a collection of over 200 historic airplanes on display in here all year long. And guys, even though most people know EAA for being the site of the world's largest aviation event, let it be known that you can still do all these iconic things outside of the event. I have a ton of more unique travel wrecks around Wisconsin coming your way, so don't forget to follow along for more.